Hi y'all, Kraken Latte here. So I've been asked about this a few times, and I'm going to do something a little different today. So I'm going to cover how I set up a new alt's user interface, their UI. And this isn't necessarily, how I make my UI. I already have a whole series covering that. If you haven't seen it and you want to see it, I'll link that in the description and in a pin below. But this is how I set up a new alt's UI based on the profiles that I already have. I've been asked about this a few times, so if you couldn't tell, I'm going to go a little off the cuff and I'm going to go unscripted today and show you exactly how I do that. So I just made this little Nightborn warrior in anticipation for the awesome new Nightborn customization coming in 9.1.5. And as you can see, my screen looks like barf. There is nothing custom going on. It's just all of my add-ons are on by default. So that is the first thing we're going to do. Is I'm going to go over to my add-on lists here with my add-on control panel my add-on for add-ons, and select my leveling one here. I'm going to load that, and I'm actually not going to reload just yet because there's a little bit of a trick. I don't need to reload just yet. I can go straight to LVUI. I try to do this in as few as reloads as possible, because you actually can. So now I'm in LVUI and I go to Profiles and I select Lex Lord of Moonguard. That is my default profile. And as you can see, boop, that looks a lot better, but there's still things we need to adjust. Which I have to do this for every new alt that I make, but it's fine. It doesn't take very long. So I turn off raid control under general since I don't ever raid anymore. I'm retired from that, and you can see this little window here popped up telling me to, reset or reload or whatever, but I'm not gonna do that yet. I can ignore that. So let's go over to action bars, mask, turn all those on, turning off bags, turning off buffs and debuffs, turning off chat, maps. Mini-map specifically, we're disabling that. That's a word now. Going to nameplates, we're turning that off. Go to skins, turn on parchment remover. Let's see here. And down under shadow and light, skins, merchant frame, and we're going to enable that. And we're still not going to reload just yet. I'm going to go over to my game menu, open my interface. Turn on auto loot while we're here, add-ons, and we're going to go down to the bottom and set my spy profile, another add-on that I have that has profiles, to default, because I have a global one. That's kind of how I do my global for spy, and then delete the new one that it created because, well, just, makes it clean. And then my sexy map. Here is a long list of a lot of characters that are on this particular, account. So I don't know what any of these look like. I can't remember, so I just kind of pick. Like, you know what? Have I set up Aneth's? Probably. She's level 50. And now I'm gonna hit accept. So now we do a ton of changes all at once. Bammo. And we're not done, of course. We still got some more to do, but that looks so much better already, doesn't it? Ooh, so nice. Okay, so my next step is usually for my Prat. So /Prat, pull up my options there. I go right to tabs, hit general to turn that tab on, and I unlock it. Move it down to where I want it. Kind of get it in the corner there. I don't lock it just yet because I want to do other things with that first. So I turn down the transparency, that way it's, or I guess technically that's turning up the transparency. However you want to look at that. And then I create a new window. I call this one Emotes. A lot more than emotes go there, but we're going to unlock it. Undocking it works too, does kind of the same thing. And now we're going to lock and lock. I like putting my emotes up here. Whoops, good. Right click that, go into, come on, settings. And then I turn off everything except emotes for chat. I get out of the extension tooltip and local defense because I don't care about either of those. And under other, I put on these here. Turn off channel. This is like for loot and like NPC speech and player emotes and stuff like that. I like that going there, whereas down here is everything else. So I turn off what I have up in the top panel. That way it's not doubling up. So that's good. So I open Pratt back up. I click those. You can see those both popped up now. Now this up here, since it's new, it won't disappear completely until you log off or reload. But after your first time, it will, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's see. Now I have... I need to do Kong. I need to Kong a couple things. My King Kong frame faders. So let's mount real quick to make my buff bar pop up here, because it won't show if you don't. If you do /Kong, that brings up the crazy looking interface for King Kong frame fader, and then I just use my mouse wheel to scroll until I find my Fangs buffs. Specifically that big one down at the bottom. And now for this, I hit hide selected frames, and then for buffs specifically, I do just the frame has mouse and focus, and I turn first one to 100%, the fade in time to 0, and then fade out timer to 4. I like 4 seconds for that. And that's all I do for that one. But over here, I scroll back until I visually see, there it is, objective tracker frame. This is your quests and stuff. And I do the same thing here for that first part. Frame has mouse and focus, but I also add players in combat. I do the alpha at the top here at 30%, nothing else in there, and then 30% for the vehicle as well. That way, if I'm in combat or I'm mounted, this will stay visible, but at 30% transparency, because it's usually when I need it, kind of like it is now. It doesn't completely disappear. I mean, it does, but you know, to a point. So that's all good now. Let's see, what else do I need to do? I need to pick a spec. I am level 10, so I can do that. Let's go Fury, because leveling as a Fury warrior is just baller. I like all 3 specs, but leveling as Fury is just fun. So now we can open my character panel here, and you can see this. To me, this looks like a mess. To you, you probably don't know what it's supposed to look like. So I click over to this action bars, which is not in the default game. That is an add-on. Action bars, profile saver, super awesome. And I made these profiles. So we're going to select Fury, because that's the spec I'm in, turn all these on, and use it. And it's okay that it says, you know, you can't use everything here. Obviously, because I'm only level 10, I'm not going to have all of my abilities, but that's okay. I have the base set up here, and as you just saw, I turned off all this stuff, because now I don't need it. I leave key bindings on, though, because I like the custom key binds for that. As you can see, now I have all my abilities. I mean, some of them I don't even have yet, so I can just, like, that one I just pulled off, like that, I don't have. It'll pull off macros that I can't use, you know, because I'm low level, but like that one can stay there, it's fine. So now my class is all set up, but we're gonna go back into the panel here and unlock this stuff. This is all my DJ character stats, which is really awesome because you can turn on and turn off whatever you want visually. I actually don't have most of it on, and that's partly why I like it, because I can turn off a lot. I can track whatever I want. And that's usually how I have that part looking. Very basic, very minimal, and that's all I need there. So, let's see. My TRP. I need to get my basic TRP set up. This is Total Roleplay 3. I have a starter profile here. And this is what lets me set up just kind of a basic profile that I have already written, and I don't have to do anything with it yet, but I turn it on and I at least put my name into it, and then I can fill him out later if I want to, and bam, it looks just like that, because it already has all this stuff in here that I have. And if you happen to want this profile, on my starter profile. I do have that in my paste bin, which is linked in the description. So that's there for you if in case you want it. It's pretty nice to have because, you know, it's like a default for me. Let's see. I think that's technically it for my user interface. Yeah, that's it for UI. That's pretty simple, honestly. You know, next I'd get myself into my own guild and I'd put on heirlooms and stuff, but you know, that's not UI related, so I believe that is it. Let's see. I did my LVY. I set my proper add-on set. Yep. And I will be doing a new add-ons list here soon. I'm waiting for a couple updates on some of them first. Let's see. I did my Kong. I did my sexy map here. I did my Pratt. Yeah, I'm all set up. I'm good. So there you go. That is exactly how I set up a new character's UI. I mean, nothing too, well, I think it's not too fancy or difficult, but you know, when you do it enough, you get used to it. So, and there you go. He's all set up. I can go level with him now after I get, you know, heirlooms and stuff on. So he's all set up. So I hope this helped some of you. Again, if you want to see how I made my UI, I do have a series covering that. That is in the description and in a pin down below. And it's a little old, but I have not changed anything in my UI. It's still 99% identical. I don't think I've changed hardly anything. So there we go. Hopefully that helped you. And I hope you don't mind the off-the-cuff, unscripted version of this. I figured that was a little easier to do since I don't always do this in the exact same order, but I always do the same thing. So anyway, that's all I got for you for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember, it's never too latte. This is the part where I ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Doing at least one of those gets my videos recommended more. The higher these numbers are, the more YouTube likes me, and that helps me bring you more coffee-fueled content. I thank you so much for any support you choose to give.